obviously then dive into how does it translate through to showing it as a demo experience that's certainly a lot less controlled because they've logged in and they're starting to look around. And then additionally, one of the features through here, I don't think it's in high level, but I think it's in feature level stories, was around users, because we've just done a load of work getting rid of all of the visible users. And that's done two things. It's pretty much wiped out any relationships stuff that we had in a sort of more meaningful way than just an author name appearing. And it's also this whole thing of, there's a few stories with high priorities around around showing off the users' roles and the functionality around perhaps registration. It's kind of like work in progress, isn't it? Really, is the response.
I think, did we have any comments on the site?
That got marked with a low priority, though, didn't it? Here.
Yeah.
Medium priority. Because the original idea
was run at some point.
Say again.
I think it was one at some point.
Yeah, there was doubt that it was even needed, wasn't there?
Yeah. So we don't have that right now. It's fine. Create content using revision. Now we kind of do have that.
Oh, search content. Hello. Why is it that far?
A form in a block. I guess we don't have a form in a block. Let's see, messages. Well, I'm interested to see that I can see messages has been ranked as 1.
Messages.
I think this should be 3.
What are you thinking in messages? I mean, status messages. Yeah.
Like if you have an error, that you can see a message.
I guess it's not important. I mean, it comes by default, right?
Well, if there is an error that happens and you don't tell the user that there is an error, I think it's a pretty bad bug.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
We do have that, I guess. Don't have that. Don't have that. Have multilingual. Don't have performance capabilities. At least at this point. Is BitPipe enabled by default right now? I have to check.
I don't think so.
They say that they would be making it installed by default. Yeah, it's not installed by default.
No idea.
It's stable, so I guess we could, if you would like. They have an issue about that. It needs work. I posted the issue.
What do you mean?
About enabling BitPipe by default.
Oh, okay.
Just like, because I think that could potentially fulfill that user story.
Yes. Well, I guess it's medium important, so we can rely on that. On the issue, I mean.
Yeah, so easily install a demo of Drupal and understand next steps I can or should take after trying out the demo. So how could we even help this? So that I'm thinking this more.
You mean you're talking about the same one?
Yeah. As an evaluator, I want to easily install a demo of Drupal and understand next steps I can or should take after trying out the demo.
It's kind of a half yes, isn't it? Because it depends how we handle the experience once they're installed with the demo. Presuming easily install the demo is fine, correct?
Yeah.
The next steps is that kind of big question mark we've got about whether there is, what is the demo experience? Is there accompanying content to go with the demo? And if so, where is it?
Yeah. I think this is kind of yes, so I will put it yes, because of like we've made changes for the installation profile so that it could be installed, and we've also discussed about the aftermath of installing the installation profile, like how should we handle that. It's kind of yes, but maybe we could do more of that.
Yep.
Okay.
The next one is easily see a list of key features that are typical of CMS functionality, so that I can be sure that Drupal is as capable for typical CMS features that I need it to be.
So that one to me feels like a sort of yes in brackets, because it's sort of related to how do we tell the story beyond just what they see. What do you think?
Yeah, it's well, I guess it's how literally you take the user story. Like, do they have to see a list of user stories, or do they have to be able to interact with list of features and see that they work?
All right. Yeah.
Because it's like
when are we finishing the demo?
yeah, like I don't know which one is this, because I guess you could read it as being both.
Yeah.
But I think this one is yes, because I assume that they don't want us to have a list of features that Drupal has, because of Drupal.org has that already.
Yeah, it's the typical thing, isn't it? Typical of CMS functionality.
Yeah, like it's that you can do content creation and those things work out of the box, I guess. Understand the benefits of Drupal, such as how easy it is to use, extend, and generally site built with. Well, I think this one requires maybe using some of the like tour module or something like that. I don't know. What do you think about this?
Yeah. It's picking up on the conversation we had months ago, isn't it, Larry? That there does there need to be that second tier? And if so, is it Tor? Is it something bespoke to work with the theme more easily? Is it blocks that get shown on request?
Yeah. So like I think there is things that we could do about this, such as like, let's say we could have a page which links to a contributed project and says that you can get this feature by downloading contributed project. I I don't know. That
Something
would
that
demonstrate how modular it is.
Something that Matteo and Daniel and the others have done with the content distribution is like creating a landing page or something like that, and with first steps like you start here and then these are the possible steps you could go, the possible ways you could start working with.
And where are
So-
they doing this?
Let me get you the link. I think right now it's like private. They are talking about it, but it's not public right now. But I think in GitHub they have the content more or less that they want to explain. I don't know. Let me check the link if I find it. But the idea is that they just create this page, this like a landing page where it says, hello, you've just installed Drupal. Well, in that case, they say Contenta and they say, okay, here are the next steps you could go. So I don't know. What are the steps we want people doing after the installation? I don't know if we want this or just throw them into the content itself. I don't know.
I think that's, yeah, something like that makes sense, and it's pretty easy to create, and it could bring at least partially the benefits of something like Tor.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, here you have this whole thing, I don't know, do you want to test the capabilities for uploading images or this kind of things, or you want to test writing content, or I don't know, building a view, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it requires from us thinking about it.
I think this is something we haven't fulfilled yet.
Nope. But we can just, yeah, I guess we should know what they want, what we want they to do.
Learn that Drupal is modular, easily extendable, and has large library of modules. But I think we have fulfilled this one as well. I think we don't have any content or features available to a group of users.
Yeah, not right.
Yeah, so this was the first of those stories that run through about logging in as different users, I think. There might be some more down below.
So I think this one is. Okay. So then we've went through pretty much all of the features. Remove something. Some of them we have, some of them we kind of have, and some of them we don't have at all. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I saw that you sent some email, but I didn't take time to read that. Is there something that I should be aware of on that?
You mean from Keith's mail?
Yeah.
I sent an email for.
Oh, there's just a link for the progress, I guess.
With the wireframes or with the designs?
I guess there's both.
Okay.
If you're talking about the email I sent for the meeting, that's just that's just linking to the Dropbox with the latest work as of, I think it was Tuesday. So there's nothing you're not aware of previously in there, Larry, apart from probably the designs got a little bit updated to include some of the wireframe elements that we did over in Front End United Sprint.
Cool.
Trying to download the wireframes. Good.
Sorry, bear with me. I can share my screen in a second. If you want me to.
Yeah.
So was there any changes from last week?
Wireframes wise,
Yeah.
don't think so. I think we were let's just double check. Sorry, 1 second. Just getting to grips with sharing the screen. Okay, you should be seeing Sketch. Correct? No? Have I lost you all?
No, you are still here.
Are you seeing Sketch?
Yep. I was looking at the designs on my computer, so.
Okay, no worries.
Yep. I can see that.
I don't think these have changed that much. I think they're just what Larry and I worked on at Front End United, which I'm sure we went through last week.
Yeah.
So, yep. So this was just all with difficulty. We discussed the idea of these views being blocks that link through via categories and, well, mainly categories, but possibly other things like date or difficulty. And you saw the recipe, which has got the tags and category added at the top. And let me zoom out on this. So there's the page for the magazine. So we've been doing some design work on just producing posters for these. And the really exciting get in touch page. Yeah, we definitely discussed this last week. I remember because Mark mentioned adding in an extra field just to show that these were, possible to edit these forms. So nothing new there. The rest is design work.
Yeah. And yeah, it looks good. The wireframes look good now for me. So hopefully the product managers are happy with the wireframes as well.
Yeah. There was some feedback in the thread about them, just saying these felt. Just think you just said they felt better. They were a bit leaner, cleaner, less clutter. As I said, I think the big problem we've got is referenced content. I think we probably need to use recipes for reference content now that we've removed that about this author block. So the idea was to have lots of authors, wasn't there? That was my original kind of thinking, that we would produce,
Yeah,
7 or 8 authors perhaps, have an image, have some bio copy, and bring that through as a related block with a view on the feature page up here at the top. Is where it was sat. And with that gone, we've actually got no examples of referenced content. We've only got
the taxonomy term references.
I guess, yeah, that's true. But we could also, I was thinking we could do more with this if we wanted to. So if we wanted to, if this is a soup and we wanted to reference by category, then this could say more soup recipes potentially, if you thought that was possible. I don't know if it is. Dynamic view there, is that possible? I haven't gone and tested that idea.
I guess it would be possible. Not out of the box, but we could customize it to work like that.
Right.
Pretty easily, I guess.
So I was just thinking that as long as we had, and we're going to need it anyway, as long as we had at least 5 recipes for each category, then that would work.
Yeah,
quite nicely. And we're definitely going to need 5 for each category, each high-level category anyway. So that's fine.
Yeah. We could probably do that. Yeah, so we could use the category to do that, but I'm thinking about the filter.
How do you pull it in?
Yeah, I guess it should be possible.
And I think someone suggested you could do the same with articles if you wanted to. So where we've got the article page, at the moment it's just some other articles. You could possibly do it based on tag if we wanted to introduce tags to articles, but they don't exist at the moment.
Yeah, so maybe not. Let's not add the tags now, but maybe later if you want, we can introduce them.
Yep.
Is there anything else that we should discuss before the call today?
I think the main thing that might come up off the top of my head that struck me was that reference content thing. I think that resolves that one. Was just around this, the users, do they want to demonstrate different roles, different types of user? And if so, does that come through to the front end interface, or is that just something that we're going to do from the perspective of there is an editor role? Because were they set with quite high priority here in the stories? I think they were.
Author information is at least not high priority.
Maybe I'm remembering it wrongly. Oh, there you go. Have 2 different roles that I can assign for additional users. It's a medium priority.
Yeah, and someone has questioned if it's a priority to even.
Okay.
So I guess it should be fine to prioritize it out. Since it doesn't seem like an important priority. Was there any other concerns?
No. I guess, did we talk about the thing that we were saying the other day on Slack and about the relationships? About having entities related? I think we were talking about relating articles with recipes, or I don't remember right now. Let me check. Do you remember? It was some days ago. On June the 4th, maybe? Or 2nd, yeah. Give said about, it said that we don't have that many relations, entity related. We just have the author as a related entity.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's really important.
Was it important? Oh, it's 3. Yeah.
It was always, I remember, if we're talking specifically about relating one content type, for example, to another content type, I know that was one of the key points from Kevin's perspective when it was looking at the farmers market. I don't know if that still holds as a high priority after the reviews that Christina and Angie did with this document. I don't think that still doesn't exist, does it? Unless we were to add a category content type, it's more work, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I remember Angie saying that it was, her phrase was like, it is an important thing. I mean, not every CMS have something like that or something like that. I don't know, but she was like, it was important. It was a key point for Drupal. So I don't know how to handle it, but
yeah, I mean, I think this one and Drupal's roles system, permission system, is two really, really cool features that would be great to show off, and it's certainly doable. I mean, we could do it with content. As I say, you could have a middle piece of content for categories, or
maybe just relating the recipes themselves and the articles, for example.
Yep. You may also be interested in, rather than just doing it by tag or category.
Yeah, then the problem here is how do we add these recipes later in the bottom of the article? I mean, how we relate at the bottom, or I don't know, bottom or right. How do we relate them? How do we show the relation? Is it the view or is what? Because I'm thinking if we are choosing if we are choosing recipes with the category, I don't think it has sense having also the relationship with the recipe directly. But if we are having directly this relationship, maybe we shouldn't use the category to relate them, or at least to show them in the blog or in that piece of content. I don't know if I explained.
Yep. I think so. I think that makes sense. So would it make sense to say that articles, sorry, I'll click on the right screen in a minute. Do we separate this? Do we look at maybe articles being something where there is a relationship from this article to a few others, and they're listed on the right, a reference rather than a relationship, I guess. But then on recipes, that is done by tags.
Yeah. Okay, so recipes could be done with tags, but articles with relationships.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I was wondering.
Okay. What do you think, Laurie or Mark? What do you think? Because I agree doing it.
I'm kind of listening and kind of working, but it sounds good.
I don't have a strong preference.
Okay.
Yeah, so that means that it sounds good, but I don't have a strong preference.
Certainly, in Drupal is really powerful, and it would be good to show more than one version of it.
Yeah, because I think showing just author or tags is like WordPress has it and whoever has it, and you don't realize that it's a relationship with between entities. You are not
Yeah.
relating content. You are adding tags and adding authors. So you don't figure out that it's a relationship between entities. So I would vote for that.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, then we should update the content,
The content model. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, like I think it's I kind of agree that it's a good idea, but it's still kind of like I'm already thinking that we should kind of try to stabilize the content model. But yeah.
I don't know in the future, but right now this one I think it's a good adding.
Yeah.
Maybe on the next one I say the same, but right now. Okay. Then I don't have any more suggestions for anything related to this.
Okay. Is there any other things that we should discuss before the call?
Well, not really exactly related with the call, but I have two things. One is I like to show you the screens with the improvements about the style profile page, and I also wanted to ask you how did it end up after anything related to the style guide. I remember that when I left in Athens, you were going to work on that, but I don't know how
Yes.
it ended.
Yeah, so someone was working on the style guide, and let me check the issue. I think they didn't get too far with that. They did get some things done, but not too far. So I think the idea was to use the style guide module, Drupal module, as a bit kind of like as inspiration. It uses plugin system for allowing modules to provide style guide items, so we don't need that craziness. So we remove a lot of complexity from that by just not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, the idea is to build a similar style guide. That's what it provides. I will send a link for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is just like it's just going to be rendering like theme hooks on the back end.
Okay.
And that's all. So
that's the technical part.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's fine. That's fine, because I guess we will need to create every component just during the process building the theme, I guess.
Yeah.
Or just building what do you want to do to build first, like HTML, like a prototype, or just jumping into Drupal?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, what do we want to do? Because of prototype would be useful to build responsiveness.
First that, yeah, faster. That's important.
Yeah. So in that sense, it would make sense to build the prototype first.
Yeah.
Instead of building, because when we build it on Drupal, we have to deal with all of the site building and all of that, which is a little bit more complicated than on average project.
Yeah.
Don't we know someone that did the talk on this recently?
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay quiet at the moment.
I'm waiting for you to chip in, Mark.
Yeah, no, I think that would be fantastic. I think it would be a great win to show that cutting edge approach from Drupal. I have a proposal to bring components module into Drupal 8, but I think Laurie said it happens to me that there are other considerations might need to be fixed or that first. But it would be great to be able to use some sort of a twig-based system that we can swap in and out variables from the Drupal team to the pattern lab version or whatever design system, or even build our own custom system for it. I think that would be fantastic. It might be another layer of complexity, but at least from our point of view, in terms of implementing it, we'll see the front end issues as they're arising rather than as we normally see them.
That's a good point. But I don't know if we have any idea about how to handle contrib stuff on the install profile.
I think we cannot do it. And I think on the issue, we also say that we aren't going to build it with the technology in Drupal core, and we are not going to bring new technology to build the team.
Yeah, no, my only thing was that if we knew something like components module was going to be in core, if it's not, then I think there's no point in even discussing this.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great to have it in core, at least the like small bits. I don't think it would even have to be components module. I think it could be just like as part of the Drupal core.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at least we could do like the core features of the module in Drupal core, I guess, because it does few things. So we could kind of cherry pick which features we would like to introduce. But just about the configuration thing, we could technically implement something similar without including the components module. Like we could manually introduce a new scope like in the code of our module.
Okay.
Oh, so we can have custom modules as part of this, but not contrib modules.
Yeah, we can have kind of custom modules as part of this because of, well, it doesn't have to be custom module. It can be custom code because of, I guess, the installation profile could hold this code.
Yes, okay. It might take a slightly longer discussion maybe next week. I'm not sure how we need to solve it this week, but that sounds very interesting. And if we can at least get that extend from Drupal to a folder outside of a directory outside of the team folder, that just kind of solves the problem and might make a nice blueprint to bring just that aspect of components module into core for a future date.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky conversation, and it needs a lot of time.
Yeah,
because I don't know.
Component-based theming should be supported out of the box, definitely. But yeah, I don't know if we can agree on an approach.
Well, let's put it down for a talking point later.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I think we should seriously consider like what are the options that we have.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like about component-based theming in Drupal core. Maybe we could talk with Wim about that because he has a lot of ideas about this.
Yeah, it was about this time last year that components channel took off in the Drupal Twig Slack,
Yeah.
and then took a backseat when this initiative took off. So it might be good to kind of revive that discussion a little bit again.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to write something over there about this, Mark?
In the Slack channel,
Yeah.
or directly to them?
Slack channel, I guess, is fine.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
That's something that we definitely have to figure out, and that's like, yeah, I'm already a little bit worried, like, how are we going to tackle that in core? But we definitely find some solution, but we will just have to agree on something.
It would be a good
Yeah.
help, I think, for the style guide as well to have something like this available.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if we can make all of the components theme hooks, it would be really easy to render them in the style guide with the approach that we've proposed.
Yeah.
To take. Is there anything else that we want to discuss at this point?
Yeah, just to show you, just super fast, the designs. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yep.
The other day on the UX meeting, as I suggested to use, well, you already saw it on the issue and in Slack, just adding this experimental tag here in red. And it was said that red, maybe it's used for errors instead of warnings, and we don't want to scare people. And they suggested something like that. It's just the first approach, but I'll probably upload in a few minutes to the issue queue, because what Roy suggested is, well, something that we already talked, is first having this step and later having this, hey, are you sure? Are you going to install an experimental profile? So I will add the 2 steps there, and you to know this changes. At least if we have time, or if we have to explain it on the meeting, that I'm not sure if it's really necessary, but just you to know.
I think we have to open the conversation at least, because of like we haven't discussed about that at all with the product managers.
Yeah.
And that's a very good point, because I have the one issue where I've made a proposal about this, and we definitely should bring it up on the agenda.
Okay. Cool.
Where is this? I'm trying to find the issue now.
I'm really sorry, folks. I have to fly off for an appointment, so I'll speak to you in a few hours.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Bye. Okay, I can now find this. Yeah, so this is the issue that we have to talk about. I will send a link for that. So we have kind of like a plan that the release managers proposed.
Yeah.
So now we should talk with the product managers if this is fine for them. And if it's not fine for them, then I guess we should sit together with the release managers and the product managers and figure out what they want to do.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So I guess we are done. Let's meet in a few hours. Yeah, so just for Mark, so that you know, so in a few hours we are going to meet with the product managers and we are going to present these ideas.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, and the idea is to get a little bit of feedback from them.
Yeah, if they agree or something like that.
Yeah. So we will keep you posted what's
Brilliant.
going on.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks a lot. Bye.
See you.
Bye.